if you don't invest in yourself, you'll never achieve your goals. You need the right coaching and the right support and the right methodology to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So jump, don't wait. Cool. Hi, Ron. Ranald Lumsden, half Scottish, half Australian, currently living in London, married with two young girls, one 3.5 years old and one almost 6. And met James, ooh, when was it? August? August,
Yeah,
probably.
probably July. Yeah,
No, earlier than that, July. Must have been.
yeah, it must have been. Yeah.
Yeah, must have been about July. So met James, I think, through a Facebook post, and then reached out and very much needed some help, support, guidance on getting a much clearer and sharper mindset and focus on really driving to become more healthier and happier in my own body. So
Where was your head when we started?
I think the head was a bit confused, if you want to say. So I think I'd done a lot of ad hoc training programs, whether it was going and doing sort of group training programs 3 days a week with the intention of losing weight and mainly exercise sessions, but with it came none of the dietary support or advice or anything like that, or going to the gym on an ad hoc basis, but never anything very structured. And to be honest, nothing that really had clear goals and targets to achieve, and nothing that fundamentally moved the needle. And I think, to be honest, when I'd met you, I'd always been sitting around the 85, 86 kilogram mark for probably 15 years.
Mhm.
I think the trimmest I'd ever been was when I got married in 2014, where I'd managed to get down to about 82. But beyond that, I was always there and always felt, felt a little bit overweight. Used to get out of puff quite easily. Never felt very happy in my body. Clothes were always a bit tight, and so really wanted to, I think, invest in myself more than anything, with the right support and the right guidance, and clear goals and measurable achievements to actually move the needle. The initial hesitation was time. Did I have the time to really commit behind it? And I think that was more of a mindset fear than anything else, because we all know everybody can find time if they make the time.
Mhm.
And I think working with you, James, you alleviated a lot of those fears very early, because it wasn't like doing 15 hours of exercise every week, and it wasn't a huge upheaval to my current life. I was able to really
Yeah.
find 3 hours every week to do these 3 exercise sessions, and you helped me bring a bit of structure and rigor of trying to do it for me anyway at 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and really, I think 90% of our 12-week period, I stuck to that. There was a couple of days where I was on a flight, so I had to do it in the evening rather than the morning. But very clearly, that was the ambition, and then the diet advice was critical. So the high protein recipes that you provided in the recipe book, actually, found to love them. My wife actually loves them too. I enjoyed the cooking. Never
Mhm.
found time for cooking before, but actually these were very quick. They're 10-15 minute recipes. They tasted delicious. You could tweak and play with the ingredients to your own perspective, but tracking and monitoring what you were eating and then balancing was, again, not a time issue. So I think you helped alleviate a lot of the fears I came. I think the whole thing was very clear, very structured. There was everything was incremental. So it wasn't like you went full fledged and this is the 90 things you need to try and do in the first week. It was, here's the one or two things you need to think about and go and explore, or go and research, or try this, and then we'll adapt and we'll pivot. It was very tailored, which was really good. So you yourself were available, whether it was a WhatsApp question or through the Facebook group or through the weekly team connects. There was always an opportunity to ask a question if anything was unclear. So I think everything being very clear, very structured, the app was really useful. The
Yeah.
ability to have check-ins on a sort of weekly basis. What was I finding easy? What wasn't I finding easy? Where did I need some more help and support? And then your responsiveness to then help and tweak and tailor the program. And then bringing in, every week, the little mind vitamins, I think, as you called them, was really inspirational and good learning, because it sort of alleviated a lot of the fears that you didn't need to tick every friggin' box. You were able to play with it and learn what was good for you and what needed to be tweaked for you as an individual. And then just the incremental things. So, working on the step count, or drinking more water, or, how to chunk things up as you were progressing. It was just nicely panned out over the 12-week program.
Okay. And what results did you get in the program?
So I think from where I started was probably around the 87, 88 kilogram mark. I always had a target of getting below 80. That was always the mindset. I don't think I'd ever been below 80 for probably 20 years, the last 20 years of my life, ever, not even dipped in and dipped out, despite my best efforts. And so when we finished the 12-week program, I think from memory, I was sitting around 79. I'm now hovering around the 78. And I'm still eating 3 square meals a day. Yeah, occasionally I go and blow out and have an awesome bottle of wine and a great meal, but I'm able to balance it because I can track it. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been able to just hover around that 78, 79, which is exactly where I'm happy to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the feeling like, my trousers are loose, my belt is up at least 2 more buckles. I'm still every week, I'm still measuring myself and putting in my weights into the carbon app and things like that. And it's just a huge mindset shift. So I feel a lot happier, a lot more positive, a lot more healthier and energetic in my own right. I sleep much better for sure. I'm able to now go for, decent jogs and I'm only doing it once, maybe twice a week. But, before I was able to do 10, 15 minutes before being at a puff, I can now more easily go for 20, 30 minutes and I'm enjoying it, which is nice. The ability to now play with the kids far more and have more energy for that. And, that was always the challenge. I was so focused on work that I was missing the family side of things, and mainly just because one was exhausted. So now I have, much more sustainable energy levels that I'm able to now properly balance. I think thanks to the mindset shift that's come through this program. But I think just fundamentally feeling fitter, healthier, and happier as who I am and in my body is been a significant shift. So for the positivity. For somebody like me that had tried lots of things and dabbled, but never with full buy-in, your program is a very clear, very structured program tailored for you as an individual with clear outcomes and goals to work towards. And that could be across anything, but with the right support and the right guidance. And it's not a huge investment at the end of the day. It's not in both time and financially. But for me, the proof is in the pudding. Like I can very easily give that testimonial that without it, I wouldn't be where I am now. So for me, it's that clear, structured, very focused mindset, behavior, everything else shift that one needed, with very clear goals and targets and measurables to work alongwards. But also, there's not a what's the right word? A negative culture behind it. So there's no blame game if you've slipped up or you've gone out for a massive night and your weight's gone the different way or something's gone wrong. It's okay, fine. Let's think about it. What do we learn from that? How do we reset and how do we move forward? So it's a very flexible and very tailored program for you as an individual to help you achieve your goals. Yeah.
There'll be plenty of guys watching this that are in the same position that you were in. They want to improve their health. They want to lose a bit of weight. They're busy. Their schedules are crazy, and they're looking at it thinking, I'm not sure how I'm going to find the time to do this or the motivation or the energy. And they're on the fence. Having gone through the process now and having the results that you've achieved, if you could give those guys any advice, what would it be?
If you don't invest in yourself, you'll never achieve your goals. And not just investing in yourself, but with the right support and guidance to get there. So it's coaching. Everybody could do with a mentor or a coach, whether it's in professional, whether it's in personal, whether it's in anything. And so if you don't invest in that, unless you are a very diligent, dedicated, committed individual, which most of us think we are, but we don't necessarily achieve what we want to achieve, you need the right coaching and the right support and the right methodology to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So jump, don't wait. It's too big an opportunity to miss out on.
Well, that is a perfect way to finish. Just want to say thank you for all your hard work. Been an absolute pleasure working with you.
You too. You too.